I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning. Carol is fighting off sharks with a stapler, and pirates are pillaging the office copier, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to a That Ain't Right Friday.
Welcome to a That Ain't Right Live Friday.
That ain't Friday. Ain't that Friday ain't.
Right.
We this is a day that we talk about things, things adjacent
Just
to King of the Hill.
yeah.
And I think you wanted to launch first with a reference to Burger King.
Yeah, so we were just asked in chat prior to recording this while we were live. If you want to find us live and hang out with us live, you could go to youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH and set the notification to ding you when we're live. So Ghetto Cowboy 33 here asked if I had any fast food notes. It's funny he asks that
because we've been doing a lot of fast food.
I've made a lot of fast food mentions. I've done fine art. I've done fast food. I'm a bit of a overweight Renaissance man. So we've done literature. We've done food. So I try to find facts about everything that I can find for you guys that are related to the episodes. And sometimes it starts things like this. So for the fast food thing, Burger King itself actually had a case against them for a copyright trademark infringement.
Against who?
And
Burger King had it.
Burger King, yeah. So it was two Burger Kings, obviously. So there was a restaurant that was founded in it was founded by the Hoots family in Mattoon, Illinois.
The Hoots.
And in Mattoon, Illinois,
right?
And it was not related to the original chain. The restaurant's founders claim that it is the original Burger King, and then it predates the Burger King, the larger Burger King. But so the history behind it is there was two people that started what they called a Frigid Queen ice cream shop.
Frigid Queen.
Frigid Queen, I guess, was I guess it was a chain or something back in the day, maybe. I'm not really sure.
Dairy King and Frigid Queen and Dairy Queen. And
yeah, because I've never personally heard of Frigid Queen.
I was married to
one. Yeah, I've personally never heard of a Frigid Queen before this. This is the first I've ever heard of it, but it was apparently it was originally a Frigid Queen space, and the guy started selling burgers.
It's like the fifth one, right?
They added a counter. Yeah. So they added a counter and they started adding hamburgers and French fries. And that was in like 1954. And in 1957, they ended up fixing up this 2-car parking garage and adding a grill and a counter and all that stuff. So they were trying to come up with a new name. And so it was Frigid Queen at first. And then the guy was like, well, I want to go with the Hot Dames. And
Hot
his,
Danes.
that was dame,
Hot dames?
like dames, like women. And his wife
Richard
was
Queen
like,
and hot
nah, she
dames.
goes, a queen needs a king. So they chose the name Burger King.
There you go.
So in 1959, he went and registered
McDowell's.
that name as Burger King as a state trademark. So now it's the 60s. The Florida chain Burger King, as we know Burger King, is like starting to rise up. They're starting to get big, and they're going all over the state.
Started as Burger Prince.
So the Hootses and their lawyer thought that their state trademark, which was in use before Florida chain moved into the state, gave them exclusive rights to the name all over the state. However, the Florida chain opened its first restaurant in 1961. By 1967, the chain had 50 restaurants. So at that point, they felt, maybe we need to take action.
So Burger King is from Florida originally?
Burger King of Florida was the name of the company.
Okay.
That was the LLC. So the Burger King that was created in Illinois was just a family that started a burger joint and had no intentions of grandeur, or they had no franchise chance or nothing. They just wanted to be the little restaurant at home.
Yeah.
And they're still there, not as the Hoots family anymore.
Hoots.
It's actually owned by a guy, potentially.
Mr. Toots.
It says right here, sold the company to its Ernie Drummond as of 2017 is
Ernie
the
Drummond.
owner, if that's still the case, and he was a longtime manager there.
I bet it's owned by a corporation at this point.
Maybe not. That was 2017, so it's still possible that he owns it. That's possible. I'm not sure. I would hope that he owned it, or maybe it died during COVID. It's no longer exists. This article that I'm reading doesn't really update it more than that. But so they ended up filing a suit in state court against the Florida company. The Florida company ended up responding with a federal suit. So they sued back with a federal suit. So there was a attorney that they had hired, and the president of the Burger King of Florida appeared obviously with like 6 lawyers, So it's an important interpretation of what they call the Lanham Act, which is a trademarked act, which sets out to remedies that can be sought when a trademark is infringed, focus on false advertising, unfair competition, providing a legal recourse and stuff for individuals and businesses of people infringing on their trademarks and stuff like that. So the court ruled that because of the federal trademark registration and because of the federal law indicated priority over state law, Burger King had rights to the name everywhere in the United States, including in Illinois, except
in that one little
the
area
locale of that one burger joint.
I think McDonald's was the same way.
As a result of the case, they were never able to leave and create a Burger King anywhere else inside of Illinois. Burger King was only allowed inside of Mattoon, and so they never created a bunch of them. So the Florida chain.
Do you know who owns the Burger King we know?
It's passed hands a few times.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Berkshire Hathaway is it now, which is a London company.
Big sludge fund.
A big sludge fund. It was actually originally owned by the guy that wrote the book that I read.
Well,
it was 2 people that originally owned it. It was called Insta Burger King.
Insta Burger King is how it started. Yes,
and the 2 guys that had it got bought out by a guy who had a bunch of franchises.
Yeah.
And he is the guy who wrote the book that I read.
Yeah.
He went and bought the rights to. Well, his story is interesting because it talks about
Goldman Sachs used to own it.
Goldman Sachs. A lot of hedge funds have owned it, and if you look, there's probably a lot of hedge funds that probably actually own all of the fast food joints.
Well, they put them into a group.
McDonald's.
So, like Berkshire Hathaway also has Tim Hortons, which is huge up in Canada and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that's your Burger King fact for the day. The trademark battle. So Burger King actually offered them $10,000 for the right to operate a Burger King restaurant within the 20-mile area, and they declined. So they were actually offered money, and they were allowed to build Burger Kings as close as they could to it, but they had to do it within a 20-mile area outside of Mattoon. So there are no Burger Kings within that 25 miles of Mattoon. Well, that's the thing with Burger King is Burger King struggled for a really long time. And I think I talked about this on another episode. They struggled for a lot of years in marketing. Their
Yes.
marketing department suffered horribly, and all it was is because of who owned them at that time
Sure.
when they were struggling. So they were originally sold by the guy that I read the book of and his partners. It was originally sold to Pillsbury,
Mm.
the company that owned Pillsbury at the time.
Mhm.
And they had bought another business, and they weren't really focusing on the right things. And it was kind of pissing this guy off, this founder guy. And he even says in that he wished he would have held out longer for a buyout and things like that. But at the time, they
Mhm.
needed capital to be able to continue on with the franchising part of the business. And he had to accept whatever it was, just because, even though it wasn't favorable for him at that time. But he was with it for a lot of years through it being handed off from company to company. But it was a big British company that came in and bought it from Pillsbury, and that's what brought it back to its back in the 80s and 90s, I think.
You know, when I was a kid, like 80s, I liked Burger King better, and I still do, than McDonald's. But Burger King at that time was cool because they were the ones that gave you all the glasses and the cool collectibles and stuff. You know,
Yeah, I'd have
always
to
like
say
the
Burger
fries
King is
better, too,
probably
for some
better
reason.
too. The reason why I think Burger King is better because obviously they charbroil their burgers, and I feel like that's the best way to really
put them
go.
over them flames. All right, I've got a little article here.
Oh,
Yeah, go
another thing. Yesterday, rest in peace, was the
Oh yeah,
16th
right.
anniversary of Brittany Murphy's death.
Yeah, R.I.P. She was one of a kind. This is
Absolutely.
a article by someone named Nick Valdez. It's from December 19th, 2025.
Yep.
So relatively, I guess it was 2 days ago or whatever when we're recording this. Artie says we had a burger chain called Carol's, and then overnight they all became Burger Kings. Yeah, I can see that. This is called 21 years ago, King of the Hill's most tragic Christmas episode debuted with a shocking twist. 21 years ago today, and this again, December 19th, King of the Hill aired its final Christmas special, and the animated series rounded out the holiday with a shockingly tragic take on the idea. King of the Hill might have returned earlier this summer with a brand new season of episodes to Hulu, but this new season didn't really have any time to celebrate the holidays. The original King of the Hill run has gone all out for the Christmas season many times over in its episodes, but the last one ended up being one of the most sad. 21 years ago today, on December 19, 2004, King of the Hill aired what ended up being its final Christmas episode, Ms. Wakefield. The episode introduced the Hill family to a sudden elderly guest during the holiday season. She reveals that she's only gone to the house with the hopes of dying there. Yeah, mini reindeer plushes from the 80s. Yeah, you got it, blah, blah. So she says she wants to come to their house and die.
Oh, wow.
Episode goes about as wild as you expect from that idea and sparks as many sad emotions as you would expect to see too. That's why it's so memorable after all these years. During King of the Hill's 9th season, Ms. Wakefield sees the Hill family prepare for the holiday season. They're going to throw their annual Christmas party for friends and family. This is one we'll see on the next season that we do.
Yeah.
Ghetto says they hated that episode. Complete with Secret Santa as Bill apparently gives cool gifts. But soon they get a sudden visit from an elderly woman named Ms. Wakefield. It's revealed that it was her childhood home, and she just wanted to have a quick visit to have some fun memories of her childhood. Soon enough, her real intentions are made clear, and they're pretty dark. It's revealed that after losing her sister and the rest of her family over the years, Ms. Wakefield has been hoping to come back to her childhood home to die. She wanted to end her life at the place she felt happiest, but naturally it's something that Hank and Peggy aren't comfortable with. Who knew? Kicking her out, she tries again the next day, only to try and sneak into the house to die quickly. Then I do remember this now. Then there are days that it's going back and forth. She tries to sneak into the house, only for the Hills to throw her out. Gets to the point where the family finally causes a scene to where the neighborhood is turning against Hank for being so mean to an elderly woman. She pleads for him to let her die there, and he tries to do so during their Christmas party, and she tries to do so during their Christmas party. But seeing how uncomfortable everyone is, she decides against it, and Hank realizes she's just been so lonely, offering to have her over for Christmas from now on, and not just to die. We never see Miss Wakefield again, and she's never mentioned in the Hulu revival, along with other missing characters either. That would be funny if they had a
they brought
R.I.P. Miss Wakefield on the wall. The episode itself was already a sad one. She outright pleads for Hank to let her die, and her loneliness cuts through the holiday. It's a rather wacky episode beforehand as Hank and the others try to stop Miss Wakefield's shenanigans, and Bobby even afraid of her at one point. Dale tries to get her to die in his house instead, start a haunted bed and breakfast.
That's funny.
But even with all of this, it still hits home. That is an old woman who's ready to die.
Yeah.
Just she's never brought up again. King of the Hill does have a history of bringing notable characters. Blah 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 blah. It's a good little article if you
Yeah, it
if
is.
you can find it.
And
have
for
a read.
Artie, I got
Nick
some
Valdez.
stuff for Artie. So Artie mentioned Carol's. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just did some quick clickety clacking real fast. So Carol's actually funny that he says Carol's and he mentions Carol's. Carol's still exists as a restaurant group. So Carol's Restaurant Group is a subsidiary of Restaurant Brands International, and Restaurant Brands International is the same company that owns Burger King, and you said Tim Horton, Popeyes, Firehouse Subs. They're all subsidiaries. So you have Burger King itself, and then you have Carol's. Carol's is the largest Burger King franchisee in the world. They own and operate over 1,000 Burger Kings and 55 Popeyes restaurants, and the company has operated Burger King since 1976. Artie, as a young lad, might remember eating he's from this area, Syracuse, New York. He might remember in the in his era in the late 60s, early 70s of eating at Carol's. Carol's by 1975, all of Carol's restaurant locations in the United States were pretty much converted to Burger King franchises, and they had about 120 Carol's restaurants throughout the state of New York. So after all the conversions, the Carol's brand itself was actually only found overseas. So up until 2012, you could still find them in Helsinki. In Finland, they had one that lasted until 2012, but up until that point, you could find them in places like Finland, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Russia. So Carol's actually was around for quite a while. They were also owned Taco Cabana and another company called Pollo Tropical, and they divested those two companies into another thing called Fiesta Restaurant Group, which is actually headquarters in Dallas. So it's a corporate spinoff. So they're all still owned and held by the same major corporation, but they're all like spun off from everybody.
Mrs. Wakefield was voiced by Marion Ross. She was Miss Cunningham on Happy Days.
Yeah. So RBI bought Carol's in 2024, which is funny
Good
because
for Carol.
they are the largest franchisee of Burger King, and RBI owns Burger King. So they were trying to get all the Burger Kings back underneath the same umbrella. So Carol's is underneath the same umbrella as Burger King, even though it is a franchisee. They're all held by the same company.
Got it.
It's such a weird way that corporations and businesses work.
Corporations and businesses are weird. There is a Carol's had Looney Tune glasses. I had my Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, that was the same deal at Burger King. They had wonderful glasses, and not just those little jelly jar type glasses that you would see with Tom and Jerry on them or whatever. It was like I remember the Empire Strikes Back set and things like that. I've still got a bunch of those glasses somewhere. I got to find them. Okay, another.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
The glasses actually are these right here.
Look at him getting on it.
If the camera could see,
I think
those would be the glasses.
I have.
Those are Carol's glasses.
Yeah, I got you. I have the Speedy Gonzales. I know I have that one. I think I have a Bugs Bunny one. Yeah, I've got several of those. Yeah, those were cool.
Yeah, those are the Carol's 70s
Well, I think
glasses.
they're probably the same ones that Burger King had because I've got the Burger King ones.
Potentially, maybe.
I would think the Carol's one would be worth more, though. Because
Apparently Hardee's did something,
Hardee's did some stuff too. Yeah.
stuff like that.
All right, second article. This is by Judy Berman. This is from August 4th, so a little while back. King of the Hills Bobby was never meant to grow up. How about that?
There you go.
Now, I'm not going to endorse this article because it starts off
I
with,
think he was meant to grow up.
well, it starts off with this phrase. For yet another unnecessary revival of a long-running show, King of the Hill Season 14 is surprisingly satisfying.
Yeah.
Great, but it's good also. It says it's now streaming in full, blah, 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 blah. It says our new, they talk about Dale Gribble and how he's changed, John Redcorn, how he's changed, then Saladin Patterson. They do all the stuff. There's one major problem with the way King of the Hill has been updated for 2025. Bobby. The standout character in a series normally centered on his dad, the Hills boy has now grown into the adult man he was never meant to be. One reason we know much time has passed in the alternate universe of adult animation is that Bobby Hill, who aged from 11 to 13 years old during the show's original 12-year run, it was 13, was it not?
Maybe 12, 13 seasons over 12
Maybe.
years, maybe.
Is now 21. Instead of going to college, he's pursued his passion for meat, blah, 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 blah. He shares an apartment with his childhood best friend, Joseph, who's heavily implied to be a biological offspring, blah, 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 blah. So she does bring up an important question here. What is Bobby doing on the campus of a university?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Exiting a dorm where he's just spent the night with a college girl who told him the hookup was a one-time thing and sent him on his way. The moment is preceded by a cringeworthy scene in which Peggy is awakened by a ringing cell phone. Bobby butt dials. At the core of the original show is the ultimate normie Hank struggling to relate to his son. The boy ain't right.
The boy is definitely not right.
Neither a great student nor an athlete like his dad, Bobby was defined to some extent by his old soul precociousness. This is a kid whose sense of humor comes straight out of vaudeville, but even more so by his middle school malleability. He's malleable. In that sense, and despite all of his eccentricities, my tongue is not there. He became adult animation's quintessential pre-Tina Belcher, pre-Big Mouth preteen, a mess of curiosities, talents, delusions, and horniness, slowly organizing themselves into a cohesive identity. For 13 seasons, the most memorable Bobby storylines was most of the show. Husky Boys talks about the cross-legged Bobby, the won't you pie neighbor, and then it says like most pubescent kids, good God, I'm so sorry guys, Bobby is a sponge, thirsty for love and liable to absorb any influence that might help him figure out who he is. Feeling excluded from Hank's bond with the Hills' elderly dog Ladybird, in another season 4 episode, he befriends a raccoon. At the risk of taking a cartoon character too seriously, the reason so many of us adore Bobby isn't just because he's a hammy miniature entertainer who says the darndest things, but because of the oddball's search for belonging captures something universal about youth. A person who's still getting to know himself could grow up to be anything. For him, the possibilities are endless. Getting to glimpse an adult Bobby is kind of fun novelty in the same vein that a flash-forward Simpsons episode where Lisa is the president. At least Judge Daniels and Patterson left the character's distinctly androgynous voice provided by Pamela Adlon in both incarnations of a show that has weathered the untimely deaths of too many original voice actors intact. And their choice to make his parents the characters in transition is an inspired reversal that goes a long way towards making season 14 work as well as it does. The thing is, a stable 21-year-old man who's excelling in his career, feels relatively secure in his father's love, and even gets laid once in a while, barely resembles the wonderfully Bobby Hill we know, which means that King of the Hill, for all its many pleasures, isn't quite the same King of the Hill either.
There you go.
I agree. Be my. But I don't know how you're going to. I don't know how you're going to do it otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know if she's saying that you just shouldn't do it or what. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, and this one happens to be wrong. But anyway, I just didn't want you guys thinking that all I do is read stuff about how great King of the Hill is. There are people out there that didn't want this revival. And I got to say that I was nervous about it.
We saw a lot of people that didn't want the revival.
I was nervous about it, but it's great. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I think the people have spoken because, boy, does that thing get a lot of numbers.
Yeah, it did great. It was a really good show. Absolutely.
You got anything for us this time on Friday?
No.
Okay. Fantastic.
We can look at some YouTube comments.
Yeah, if you got some.
So everybody's been commenting on the new intro.
Yeah,
they really like the intro.
That's
that
great.
Kind of thing.
Glad they like it.
So yeah, that's the big thing.
You
one
guys...
guy said the new intro is like the dreams he has on store-bought melatonin. So there you go.
It is. It's very slop worthy. The new intro, but we'll keep it for a while and then we'll do something else. Our biggest problem was we kept getting popped from Flame Trick subs, and it's not them; it's their label. I get it,
yeah.
But we kept getting popped from that, and so I was like, screw it, I'll just make something else. Only took me about 8 hours to make that.
It's good. I like it. I don't care what anybody says. I like
my
that.
wife, I came out of the room in there. I kind of like myself in a room whenever I'm working on something like that, and I just put my head down and do a thing. And and she goes, so what would you do? I said, well, I made a new intro for King of the Hill. She goes, you were in there for 8 hours. What else did you get done? I said, no,
That's it. Yeah.
Artie says the author sounds like they don't have any kids. If you're disappointed by how Bobby turned out, don't have kids. That's absolutely true. Because honestly, Bobby's a wet dream as far as
Bobby's
the way
a
you
good
want your
kid.
kids growing up.
Bobby is a good kid. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is. Let's see.
That's
Today would be the
No, we still
26th.
we record before Christmas.
Yeah, I know we record before Christmas, but in our mind, in real time when this actually drops, God, I'm looking at everything but what I need to look at. It comes out the 26th, so it's the day after Christmas.
So today,
It's Boxing Day.
I should have already opened my new Focusrite sound thing for
Very
my
nice.
computer. I
Very
should
nice.
have that for Christmas. That was what I asked Santa for.
My wife and I don't really buy Christmas gifts for each other. We're planning maybe take a trip after the first of the year or something like that.
We do, what is it? Need, want, eat, read.
Need, want, eat, read.
Yeah. So something you need,
Eat, pray, love.
like a pair of socks, or something you want, like I wanted.
Doesn't that
a
cover
Focusrite.
everything?
And then food is like their favorite snack or something like that. We do
Gotcha.
it with the kids. We do this with the kids and everything too.
Sure.
Need, want thing,
Sure.
and then we do a book.
For my grandson, he is 11 years old, and he wanted the world's sourest candy.
Oh, awesome!
So I ordered some real sour stuff, but I also ordered him some of those little those things that you eat. Thank you, Artie. Merry Christmas to you. The things you eat that make everything sour taste sweet.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll try that on Christmas
That
Day.
sounds pretty cool.
He'll enjoy that. I ordered him some really, really sour soda, just some stupid stuff.
Just some silly sour stuff. Yeah.
And then a big ass Nerf gun with a whole bunch of bullets.
Oh, he's gonna love it.
Oh, he will love it. I think it's automatic. I think it goes.
Oh yeah, he'll love that even more. Yeah, we bought one for my son one year that was kind of automatic, but the balls that it shot were regular Nerf balls. It was made by Nerf, but they were these round yellow ones that have like dimps in it for like aerodynamics. They're kind of like shaped like golf balls.
Those hurt,
and they hurt.
They can hurt. Yes,
they did not feel good. And he never got this far, but he was reading on how to modify it to crank it up to where they shot harder. And I'm kind of glad that he didn't read it, because now at the age that he is, he could do it now, because he's done a lot of robotic stuff with school, so he understands how servos work and how to program stuff. So I think now would be more dangerous than then. Speaking of program stuff, there was this guy that I was unfortunately they cut robotics at his school.
I don't doubt that one bit.
He didn't get to carry it on from junior high to the high school because they cut it that year.
How old is he?
15. He just turned 15 this year.
If you ever want to get him back into robotics, let me know, because I've got a kit that you can get, and it's not the Lego stuff. It's cooler.
Yeah. Let me know, because he still loves all that stuff. He just he doesn't get to do it with the school anymore.
This one's all metal. It's got actual screws.
He does a lot of STEM stuff. Yeah, he loves STEM and all that. Yeah. He's going to be some type of engineer or something, I'm sure, when he's done with school.
You know what they're looking for over at this new STEM center they're building across the river?
Oh, yeah.
They're looking for kids to come in like 3 hours a week or something, and they'll pay them.
Oh yeah, I might check that out.
Come in and help.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Remind me, and I'll get you the info.
Yeah, for sure.
If he wants to come over and do that, that'd be cool.
Oh, he'd love that,
because they'll do robotics. I'm helping him out with podcasting stuff and things like that.
Yeah, no, he would absolutely love
Casey's
doing
going to
that.
be teaching some game classes over there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, he'd love to be a part of that. Yeah, he is.
I mean, like I say, it's 3 hours a week.
Stuff.
It's not that big a deal. You drop them off, pick them up later, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they're paying them like $12 an hour or something to be there. So
he
makes something and he can learn.
Yeah, he would love that,
because
he's looking for a way to make extra money and stuff.
Just remember, guys, today is the 26th. That means that everything is on clearance now. So if you didn't get what you wanted, go out and find it now. But I want to say this, and I should have said it last episode. I am tired, very, very tired. That's it. No, I'm tired of commercialism. I am so sick of hearing about how I'm supposed to throw out all my Christmas ornaments and buy brand new ones every year. I'm so sick of people giving cars to each other in Christmas commercials, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I am so tired of buy. If you don't buy something, you don't love that person. I'm sick of it. So I hope that you guys had a good, peaceful, restful Christmas where you got to visit with your friends and your family and whoever you wanted to, or maybe you got to sit in the dark all day. That would be great too. That sounds like a wonderful day to me. But Merry Christmas. I know we're a day late by saying that, but Merry Christmas to you
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
And I hope that it was a great one. And looking forward to a new year with you guys. Anything else you got?
No, that's
All
it.
right.
Merry Christmas.
Let's get out of here. I think that leaves us with one thing left to say.
Oh, Wimatanye.
Wimatanye indeed. Jingle bells. Jingle bells. The bells are ringing. Jingle bells. Bye.